Hello again. Today's tutorial will be changing out the line roller bearing from a Stradic CI4 plus C3000. Give it a listen. You can hear that it's spinning really freely and noisy. So if your roller bearings doing that, sounds like that, you'll probably know on retrieves your line roller bearing starts to get quite noisy and just has this horrible annoying whirring sound. You need to change your line roller bearing, so that's what we're going to do today. So get yourselves ready, get your tools, get your work mat, find somewhere that's not being disturbed, and we'll crack through this video. Okay, so first thing we need to do is loosen off the rear screw on the bail arm. So it's a flat screw. Throw this on. Just hold that in with your thumb like that. Unscrew. Should release. There we go. And just carefully slide that off the support pin. There may be some spaces in there. I can see one, and there's one there. We'll take that out. Well, that's the backing plate that just fell off there. It came out of there. So put that down. And the spacer. It's a black plastic one, so we just keep everything in order. I work this on the inside, closest to the bail arm, and this is the pin, and there's also a washer. I think. Where is the washer? Oh, there it is. Really fine. That's why it's important to have a mat down when you're working. So let's just take this screw out so we don't lose it. There's all our parts. There's also another stainless spacer here. Okay, there's the line groove. It's got to make sure that goes back in the right spot as well. Alright, so we'll now have a go at pressing out this bearing. Okay, so here's the process. Need a hard surface, and we're going to assemble the support pin. We're going to put the spacers back over. The first one's black, the second one's looks like an alloy or a silver. And then we're going to drop the line roller bearing. The groove, see the groove in there, which we call the inside, that goes down first over the top. So that's the setup we have. Two spacers and then the bearing, groove side down onto a hard surface. We're going to tap this bearing out. So I get I believe this is it's a socket. What's this one? 5/16. I put a bit of electrical tape over it so I don't scratch or damage the line roller. Like that. Also gives it a little bit of grip. I'm going to place it over the top as even as I can get it. Now this is a magnetic So this is going to be over like that. It's got to be centered. So the double-sided tape makes it a little tricky. It looks pretty good. So press that down and tap. And if it's not in position, there it is, it's come out already. So that was just a gentle tap. That's the plastic sleeve. It's like a locking sleeve. It comes off first. Put that down. The bearing should come off next. Bad bearing. Okay. There's our two spacers. Support pin. So essentially that's what's come out. Okay, I've got my plague bearings order here. Once again, everything you order is express post, gets there fairly quickly. So I'm replacing this stainless line roller bearing with a ceramic bearing. And it's always a good idea if you've got the calipers just to measure the bearing that you're changing out so it's exact, or even before your order, measure them so you know exactly the replacement bearings to get. So old one aside, new one, we can always give this a clean just with a cotton bud. That's fairly clean. Okay, and before I forget, ceramic bearings always come dry. Usually they haven't been lubricated, so I suggest get this real oil. This is the premium real oil from Plague Bearings. Very handy to have. And just put one drop on. Just work that in. Like that. Okay, reassemble. So, line groove and the line roller to the left. Turn that over. Bearing in. With your thumb. Find something soft, like the end of this screwdriver there. Press that in. That's all the way in. Then this plastic cap. Okay, it's got two radiuses on it. Obviously the biggest radius goes down first and the smaller radius faces up. And you press that in. Once again, hard surface. Something soft. There you go, and it just pops in. So that's assembled. Give it a spin. Okay, so now's a good time to put some barrier grease either side of that bearing, just to keep obviously the salt out, so you don't have to service this for quite some time. So this is a good idea. Plague Bearings supply all this. Best to do it once and do it properly. Just creates a barrier, keeps the salt out. Flip that over, the same on the other side. Just easier to do it before you mount it back onto the bail arm. Not too thick, just thin, like that. Okay, now we can reassemble. reel back. We're gonna put this pin back in. Give it a bit of a spin and it'll lock in, and then put your finger behind it. Let's get this metal washer. That over. This black spacer next. Line roller. Just remember the groove on the inside to the left. Next spacer. And then we have this little backing plate. It's got grooves in it. That'll find its position when it's turning in there. Yep. Okay, close her up all together. Screw. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there's a neighbour's parrot outside just constantly saying hello. Okay, now what's that sticking out of there? Let's see, a little bit of hair or something, but I'm going to pull that out. Grab some tweezers. Don't know if you can see that, but there we go. What's that? Ah, brush. It's a little bit of hair off the brush. I don't want that in there. Okay, let's give it a test. Elastic band. There we go. And you can see it's not doing that whirring sound. Just nice and smooth. Just what you want. So that's it. So on the video description, I'll put the parts, the part numbers, everything you've seen in the tutorial. I'll even include the schematics as a link in the video description. Everything you need. So that you can order your parts in and then go back and follow the tutorial, make it nice and easy. All right, thanks guys.